real warm in here. Look at that fire. Woo! It's beginning to feel a bit like Christmas. Now I've got bits sticking up in my fringe that shouldn't be there, never mind. And I'm sure my seat is lower than it should be. Let's just adjust this and see who says hello first. Oh, it's going to be Nathan. Hello, Nathan. I'm just going to see if my seat's low. It's feeling very low. Yeah, no, it wasn't. It was feeling as though it was too low down. But it's just me. Ooh-ha. Just been watching Chatsworth House at Christmas. It was beautiful, watching them do all the trees and everything. And they even had fake snow made out of paper. And the bloke there was going, don't step on it, don't tread on it. You ruin it all. Hi, Enid. I'm not doing too bad now. I was having a bit of a rough night last night. Nothing untoward, just my IBS kicking me. If anybody else suffers from IBS, you know what it's like when it kicks your butt, yeah. No, what is it? Whoever nobody is. Northy. Don't know you. Who are you? Introduce yourself. I don't know who you are. You are a stranger. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Noe. Don't know. Anybody know who this is? Who Noe is? Well, we've got 12 people in and only 3 people have said hello. So what's wrong with you all? Why are you all being shy? Come on in and introduce yourself. I'm going to have a sweetie. I went to a shop where they sell all old-fashioned sweeties. So I have got vanilla fudge. It was, oh my goodness, I've never seen a place like it. There was rows and rows and rows of old-fashioned sweets. Oh, hi, Chrissy B. I've never seen so many old-fashioned sweets. Now I've got a soot on my finger. That's through putting a log on the fire. I've been cold all day, couldn't get warm all day until my son's lit the fire. And now I'm all nice and cosy. Hi, Trudy. I'm going to eat a piece of fudge. There was so much of the old-fashioned sweeties to choose from. I mean, I shouldn't have been getting any of them because you know I'm diabetic, but hey-ho. It's Christmas. You're a stranger, your name is Nahal. You're from Kuwait. Do you knit and do you crochet? Because basically this is a crafting channel. I wish it was terrible hot here, Trudy. It's terrible cold here, 5 degrees C, whatever that is in Fahrenheit. I don't do centigrade. I'm old-fashioned, I only do Fahrenheit. Oh, you crochet. That's okay. You're among friends then if you crochet. We have to ask because we do get quite a lot of trolls in here that just want to annoy us. So we have to check whether you knit and you crochet when you come in. It's not that we're being unfriendly. We just have to check. Well, I've got 18 people, according to this, watching me, and there's only about 6 people saying hello. Hi, Nana. Or should I say hi, Donna? Well, I've got a message from my niece. She's coming on. She can't come over Christmas because, family and stuff like that. So she's coming on Monday. So she wants me to charge up my little scooter. I said, oh, look at that. I've got a piece of hair that wants to go the other way. And I said to her, do you realise how heavy it is? She said, I've got muscles. I said, you'll need muscles, yeah. How have I been? Well, yesterday I was a bit, today. Only IBS, nothing to worry about, yeah. Hi, Strawberry Bonnie Crochet. Everybody in the world has something, haven't they? I get IBS, yeah. I get the fun bit. 60 degrees F, I could do that, Tammy. I could do that. 60 degrees, nice balmy day. I prefer 70 and 80, but I'll do a 60. I don't know what it is in Fahrenheit here. Something freezing, no doubt. It keeps telling me what it's like. And it tells me, oh, thank you. Yes. 75 enjoy. Oh, that's my kind of weather. That's my kind of weather. Let's see what the weather says here. 30D. I don't do centigrade. Don't understand it. Don't do foreign. It says it's 40 degrees F, but I feels like 35. I think it is more like 35. I wouldn't have thought it was 40 because it's blooming cold. I should have gone out to the garage, as I say, to plug in my fold-up scooter. Ready for Monday. Yeah, Monday I'm going out with my niece. Tuesday I'm going to get my eye checked at the optician, or the ophthalmic, whatever they want to call themselves these days. Optician, to me. And if it's okay, then they'll refer me for the blurry one, so I can see with two eyes then, instead of one. So, no, Chris. Chris is usually one of the first ones in, isn't he? What are you doing, Chris? Chris is slacking. Yeah. Oh, I'm getting warm now. I'm actually getting hot. I actually might be taking my jacket off. Do you like my jacket? My friend came. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? My friend came on Thursday and she helped me to put away the summer stuff. I've got cupboards above my bed that I can't reach because I can't stand on a bed because it goes like that, and I can't stand on a flat surface, yeah. So she reached down the stuff that was in there, which was my jackets, and put away my summer dresses, sorted out a massive big bag to go to the charity shop or the thrift shop, whatever you want to call it in America, and reached my jackets down. So I've got a jacket on today. I wear these in the house. I know it's a bit sort of, people say, oh, it's a bit posh to wear it in the house. But if you've got nice jackets, you wear them, don't you? You don't keep them in the cupboard. Hi, Pauline. What am I working on? I'm still sewing ends in on this big throw. Hi, Jill. Hope you're feeling better, Jill. Jill was poorly last week. You were proper poorly, weren't you? Yeah, I've got about 6 million ends on everything to sew in. So that's what I should be doing. I haven't started any more crocheting, if anything. Oh, what is that, Marlene? What's that? I'm actually going to take my jacket off. Considering I've been so cold all day, this is a marvel. Stop talking with a needle in your mouth, Jan. Oh. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Taking my jacket off. Oh. See, the winter dresses have come out now. Summer dresses gone away. The ones I don't want have gone in a bag for the charity shop. Yeah, it's time for... Well, the summer trousers have all gone away as well. There's no way I'm going to be wearing flimsy trousers. You're knitting a shawl, pearl in one broad and knitting one round. I wish I could knit. Oh my goodness. Woman 75 is fighting for her life after being hit by a Mercedes in Manchester. Oh dear. I suppose if you're going to get knocked down, you can get knocked down in style, can't you? Hi, Jeannie. You don't want to get knocked down by an old wagon, do you? You might as well get knocked down by a Mercedes if you're going to get knocked down at all. There's been so many people knocked down just recently. I don't know whether they're not looking where they're going or they've all been on the pop, you know what I mean? It's not quite Christmas yet. Oh, I need scissors. Ah, there we go. Yeah, it's bitter cold here. I've got my fire lit, Jeannie. Got my fire lit. I couldn't get warm at all today. I was frozen all day. Anyway, my son said, why didn't you say I would have lit the fire? So the fire's lit now. I need to go out to the garage tomorrow, though, to plug in my scooter. Not looking forward to that. I thought about it today, but I was so cold, I thought, ooh. Yeah, I know you were poorly. You feel really better now, Jill? You've got a hot water bottle. My friend was just telling me her hot water bottle burst. That's why I don't like them. I'd rather have those heat pad things. You know, the ones that are full of beans that you put in the microwave. At least if they pop, you've only got a bed full of beans, haven't you? Not a bed full of water. She had a bed full of water, soaking wet bed in the middle of the night. That only happened to me once, and then I banished hot water bottles. Look, not having them. And I don't have an electric blanket because whenever I had one, I used to forget to switch it off. And I used to wake up absolutely roasting in the middle of the night because I used to forget to turn it off when I got in bed. Or I would forget to turn it on before I got into bed, which meant that I was switching it on when I was actually in bed, which wasn't a good idea because you shouldn't fall asleep with them on. Yeah. Hey. I've never liked electric blankets, and I used to always be afraid of, spilling it on my electric blanket and going, zoop. Oh, here she comes. Hello, Rosiekins. What are you doing here? How come you come to see Grandma again? Hey? You come to see Grandma again? What? She doesn't like a closed door, that dog.
What you say?
She doesn't like a closed door. Every time I close it, she opens it. Evening, Connie. Yeah, Rosie has to come flying in to say hello, and then she goes out again, and of course she leaves the door wide open, doesn't she? You know. She's getting there, though. I looked after her last night while they went out. There was a rock band on in one of the local hostelries, and they wanted to go and see it, so I looked after her. She was really good. She's getting used to me now. She was okay before she was poorly, but when she was poorly, it just put her off everything. Would anybody like to have a needle and sew a few ends in? Do you know, if I gave you all a square, we could have it done, couldn't we, in no time? Hello, Chris. You're a bit late. Where have you been? You're normally, either you or Nathan is normally my first ones. Today it was Nathan. Yeah, if you all had a square and sewed some ends in, we'd have it all done, wouldn't we? No time at all. I want it finished really for Christmas. I've got no chance of doing the other one before Christmas because I haven't even started that one. But I thought I'd do the biggest one first. Yeah. The lady who came to the house the other day to pick up, that jacket I made her with all the candy squares. She goes, oh, when she saw this, she goes, oh, do you sell those? I went, no. My friend said, I bet you would if the price was right. I went, no. I said, if I charged a penny an hour for me time, I said, I wouldn't get my money back. You got sucked into some projects. What you been doing, Chris? Let us all know. What projects were you doing? I was watching TV. I was watching Christmas at Chatsworth House. Chatsworth House is one of our really sort of pretty, kind of, what is all this what stuff? What is it all? I think we've got trolls. I think we have trolls. Or it's some stupid language I don't understand. I tell you what, we'll just get rid. Because I'm not having that rubbish. You can't be bothered to say anything proper. And you can't be bothered, can you? Yeah, I've just deleted them. Why do they have to do this rubbish? It's Christmas, the spirit of goodwill. Goodwill to all men, isn't it? And all that jazz. It's not Spammer City. Mind you, I'm quite happy that the dislike button's been disconnected. So now it doesn't bother me. Nobody can dislike me anymore. Well, they might dislike me, but they can't say it anymore. Quite happy about that. Quite happy. So are you all ready for Christmas? Have you all got your prezzies bought and everything? I've got all the ones that I'm going to buy. They're all here now. All I need is some wrapping paper, and I'll get that on Monday while I'm out with my niece. My friend said, have you got some nice things on your list? I went, yeah, Gaviscon, Buscapin and wrapping paper. That's on my shopping list. Rosie's scrabbling at the door again. I don't know what that girl wants. She just comes in, has a look round and goes out again. I don't know why she thinks Grandma's so fascinating. Well, I haven't wrapped them up yet because, in previous years, you see, I used to put my presents underneath the Christmas tree. But I think Miss Rosie would be investigating, don't you? So I don't think that's such a good idea. I don't want wrapping paper and bits of presents scattered all over the lounge. I've already got a stack of wood that she's crunched up. The other day, she got they had a bottle with some dry pasta in it that they used to shake at it to get it to stop doing something. Didn't work. But she got hold of the bottle and she crunched up all the dry pasta all over my lounge carpet. That was fun. And now she's got a piece of wood and she's crunched that up all over the carpet. And we do feed her. We do feed her. Right, that's the ends done in one square. Let's move on to the next square. You're not cooking? No, I don't cook either. I didn't used to cook when I was on my own. Now I used to get something like a piece of steak or something like that if I wasn't going out for my dinner. Hi, Esther. I'm not doing so bad. You're knitting a 3-year-old jumper. Oh, gosh, our kids wouldn't even thank me for a jumper. My great-grandkids, you know. It's supposed to be a chat bar. Oh, I don't know. I just wish they'd go away, Chris. Hi, Granny D. How are you today? I was asking for volunteers to dine a few ends in for me, but, you know, everybody went suddenly quiet. It's got to be one of the worst jobs ever, hasn't it, darning ends in? Thankless task. In and out, up and down, and you still cut it and there's still an end pokes out. Still an end that pokes out. Hey, never mind. No, I was watching them, like I said, Chatsworth House. They got all the Christmas decorations up and all the Christmas trees and everything. Then a little bird flew in. They were trying to catch this little bird. Oh, they've revealed the winner of Strictly Come Dancing, have they really? I don't even know who's in it. Except that deaf girl. Rose something or other. You can tell I don't watch it, can't you? My niece's children, they're all about 6 and 8. They're absolutely glued to it. And you wouldn't think that the boy would be, but he absolutely adores Strictly. You know, you would have thought it was a girly thing, really, wouldn't you? You know, he's a football playing 8-year-old. He's not a ballet dancer like Billy Elliot or anything. But he absolutely loves it. Oh dear. The rain's come down. I'm sure if you tell Miguel he would want some rain. Oh, it's Rose and Giovanni who are the champions. If you watch Strictly Come Dancing. Woo! It might have been AJ, but she got injured, didn't she? So I believe. Not watched any of the show. You don't need to. They tell you everything about it on the news. It's like soap operas. I can tell you what's going on in soap operas and I don't watch them. Because of all these spoilers, they tell you what's going on all the time. Hey. Oh dear. Who wants to down some squares in? I don't even want to count up how many I've got to do. I think it would really put me off if I counted how many more squares I still had to darn in. You fallen asleep, Trudy? Oh dear. As long as I don't fall asleep, otherwise you're all in trouble, aren't you? And believe me, I've done that before. On Wednesday. The only bit I didn't like was when they had bingo in the middle. I suppose all the rest of them were old dears, so maybe they like a game of bingo, but I'm not a bingo girl. But the compere who did the bingo, I mean, he was good because he was singing afterwards and getting up everybody dancing and stuff. Yeah. You slam your foot in a stool. Well, that's a bit silly, isn't it? With my luck, Chris, all the ends would still poke through if I did that. I've tried crocheting over the ends. I've tried that bit. That didn't work. I've tried down in the middle as I went along, and then I couldn't tell the back bit from the front bit. And I'm a bit obsessive about sewing things in backwards. So if I found I'd sewn a square in backwards, I would have had to take the whole thing undone. Yeah, I love doing granny squares, but the darning bit gets to me. Oh, never mind. When I do picked up the jacket, she was really pleased with it. Pleased with the hat I made her. And I also made her a headband, which I didn't show you. It was a black wide headband with a big flower on it, because she likes that sort of thing. So she said that she would help me do a stall after the new year. Yeah. I said to her, I don't have transport. She said, I've got a big van. It's not a problem. She said, we can have a stall next to each other. Ooh. She wants to come back in the new year and look at all the stuff that's in my shed. Hopefully, I might get rid of some of it. Then I can pay off my credit card bill for my scooter. I hate having things on credit. I like to know what's in the bank account is mine and that I don't have to find money each month for something I've got on credit. But I had never got the money for the scooter, so mind you, I've only used it once since I got the darn thing. I'll use it more when it's summer. And I can get on the tram better. Can I say hello to hubby? All right, hello, hubby. Hello, Eason's hubby. Whoever you may be. Poor soul having to sit next to you listening to me. Poor thing, I feel sorry for him. Having to listen to me yabbing on. My friend was upset. She works in retail. And her boss had put her down to work Christmas, Boxing Day, without asking her. So she was a bit upset about that. And he said, well, you don't have any kids. And she said, I do. Just because they're grown up doesn't mean I don't have grandchildren that might be coming to see me on Boxing Day. You just presume. So she had a row with him and he's not happy with her. That was always the case when I was, I'm not having fun with the ends, Jill. Am I heck? Can I have a minute? That was true when I used to work. I mean, I've always had to work funny hours when I work for myself, but that's different, isn't it? Because you choose to do that. But when I worked at the job centre, I was always the one who drew all over Christmas. Well, you don't have any little kids. The ones who are having it off for the whole week, like Christmas to New Year, they're the ones with the children. I thought, well, you're just presuming. You're just presuming that all of us want to do it. Hi, Jackie. Just because we don't have kids doesn't mean we haven't made plans to go somewhere. We could have made plans to go away for the holidays and that. They don't ask. They just presume because you haven't got small children, you're going to be in. And that annoys me. If they'd have asked me, I would have said, yeah, let the ones with the kids have it off. But I don't like being told I can't have it off because of the kids. That's what used to annoy me. So I understand why my friends are annoyed. You sort of presume, especially, when you're older that you've got no social life. You're working on A Star's Hollow Cardi by J Hook. Ooh. Not seen that one. I'll have to look it up. You'll have to show it. Mania saying you'll have to show it on your channel. I haven't watched anybody's flipping channel. Nobody's channel. I do try, but then I fall asleep. I've been asleep half of today. That's why I've not sewn any ends in. I need to go in the shed tomorrow, not tomorrow, Monday. Oh, I'm going to get really fed up of sewing these ends in if I don't start something else. Still haven't decided what I'm going to make with that gorgeous yarn I got from Daniel. It's too nice to just make something sort of willy-nilly with it. I need to put a lot of thought into it because it's so pretty, the wool. Oh, yeah, that'd be good, that, Jill. Yeah, Daniel's wool's so pretty. I don't want to just waste it on something and nothing, if you know what I mean. I want to make something really memorable and worthwhile with it because it's so pretty. At the moment, it's just in the squeezy, squashy stage. I don't know whether you're like me. If you get some really pretty, nice, soft wool, you like to just squash it, don't you? Then you go back to it and have another squash. Am I the only one? I've got wool I've had for about 5 years that I just go and give it a squash. When the right project comes up, I will use it, but I am not just using it for no apparent reason. One of my friends thinks I'm crazy because I won't use one ball out of a pack of 10. Yeah, some of the colours go together, Jill, but not all of them do. I'm having to think. I mean, somebody said, "Oh, put them all in a shawl," but I've got like yellows and greens, which are fine, and then I've got pinks and oranges, and I just can't visualize them all in the same shawl. Maybe it's just me. I'd love to. I mean, another lady said she'd bought the same color combination. I'd love to know what she's going to use hers with. You know what she's going to make with it. That might inspire me, but not if she's making socks. That would break my heart using merino for socks. Hi, Jeanette. Cannot imagine using lovely soft merino for a pair of socks. Oh, no. Yeah, la, la, la. My friend that came on Thursday, she said, "Oh, I want to buy some merino. I want to make some." I said, "You better save up then, mate." She goes, "Why?" I said, "You know how much merino costs?" I said, "For a sweater's worth." I said, "I wouldn't make one. Wouldn't do it. And you'd have to be so careful how you washed it, wouldn't you?" I know you can get superwash merino, but I wouldn't want to try to risk it sticking it in the washer after you paid a fortune for it. I said, "What do you want merino for? Should I just do?" I said, "You know it's thin." She doesn't like thin wool. Hi, Lisa. Tra-la-la. I'm still darting ends in. Won't somebody join me? I'm going to get really bored with this, aren't I? I've almost done 3 squares. Almost. I see Rosie's got a new video out. Do you know, I haven't even watched Rose. And I do try to support her, yeah. Hi, Claire. I don't know. What date is it next Saturday, Claire? I haven't got my calendar up. I don't know what date it is. Oh, you're back eating, right? I didn't know you'd gone, dear. What date is it next Saturday? Anybody got a calendar? Come on, Chris. It's Christmas Day. No, that I won't be. I won't be here. It's Christmas Day. No, you'll all have to do without me. I'm sure you'll find someone on the telly to watch instead of me. No, I won't be here next Saturday then. Sorry, people. Not Christmas Day. I might have done if it had been Christmas Eve, but not Christmas Day. And definitely not Boxing Day because we've got the rabble here. Boxing Day, that's if COVID allows us to. You don't know with COVID, do you, whether we're allowed to have a meeting on Boxing Day or not? Christmas Day, it'll be just the three of us, I think. Yeah, well, I won't be here then. Sorry, people. You'll all have to chat amongst yourselves. Yeah, I've got all the presents I intend to buy now. Don't intend to buy anymore. I've got my Christmas dress. I paid a whole £5 for it on eBay. What? And it was new. It's got a tag on it as well. I have had to wash it because, God, I don't know where they'd kept it, but it smelled musty. Yeah, you'll be in Colorado. Or you're visiting your daughter, yeah. Oh, the bathtub isn't set up. I think you ought to have Father Christmas to get your bathtub sorted out. Yeah. I know you feel I didn't like this when we first moved in it. It was like the house that time forgot when we first moved in here. In my memories that came up on Facebook was the picture of the old boiler. Yes. I've never seen a boiler like that since Adam were a lad. I think Noah had one in his ark. Oh, that's 3 squares I've sewn in now. I've only got about 100 and something to do. Oh, men just like to make a song and dance about everything, Enid. You should know that, yeah. Hi, Melly. You're off to work. My floor in my bathroom creaks like mad when I step on it. All the tiles are loose. Well, just tell him. Give him an ultimatum. Say, right, I need it finished for Christmas, mate. Don't care what else you're doing, finish the bathroom. Otherwise, I am not making Christmas dinner and you can go out to McDonald's instead. Men don't work very well until they get a deadline. Yeah, it is when you fall out with family. I'm fortunate as I've never fell out with any of my close family. Maybe we're just very placid people. I'd rouse with my mother when I was younger, of course, as all teenagers do. I can remember yelling at her many times, I hate you. Because she was quite an old mum, you know. She was well in her 30s when she had me. I wanted a young, with it mother, you know, not an old one. And bless her, my mother always looked old for her age, you know, she never looked young and trendy. When we used to go to parent do's, you know, and all these young, with it mums used to be there, and my mum used to roll up with her own permanent glasses on. Oh. What's your mum called? Lucy? Oh, dear. I used to crawl with embarrassment. And now I think, oh, you know, what was I like? I must have been an obnoxious little monkey. But you are, when you're a teenager, you are a bit obnoxious, aren't you? I know my son certainly was. There were times when I could have cheerfully, you know, choked him when he was growing up. I married a narcissist, so I know what you mean. It's getting really hot in here. Yeah. Well, I'm 76 now, Ian, and I think I've just finally grown up. Although I do get me dander up, as they say. I do get me mood up, but I usually just take myself off somewhere when I feel like that. I think better of having a row anymore. Whereas at one time I would have just exploded, but I learnt to keep my mouth shut when I was married because it didn't get you anywhere. All it got me was a load of trouble. If I dared to answer him back, yeah. Oh, it's a cocoon style. I've got a couple of those, you know, that you do like a great big granny square and then you sew up the sleeves. I've got a couple of those. Now my back's itching. To get my big hand out. My daughter-in-law said, your back's dry, that's why it itches. I can't be coping with putting body lotion and stuff on it because I hate it when you feel all greasy and slimy. Oh, that's it. I don't like the feet. Somebody else puts it on for me, you know, if you go for a massage or something. Somebody else puts like oil on my feet or something. I love it. I had a pedicure on Tuesday. But I don't like doing it myself. I don't know whether I put too much on, but my feet feel like they're sliding about inside my shoes. She said, what colour do you want for your toenails? I said, oh, just something neutral. I don't like flashy red toenails. It's not me. I can hear people rustling about. Probably the dog. She'll probably come flying in again. At least with Poppy, she used to stay long enough for you to all have a look at her. But now, Rosie, she just disappears before I can even get the camera on her. I think we might go into Blackpool on Monday. I've only been through Blackpool. I'd say I've not stayed. I went to the Ruskin Hotel once for a craft fair, but I've not been in Blackpool to have a look round. Since I've been here 12 months now. Yeah. Yeah, I was blogging on the 18th of December last year saying I was freezing, I was fed up and I wanted to go home. But But sadly, the house was sold. But you know, nobody's seen the couple who bought my house. They've been there 12 months. They moved in the day that I moved out. And nobody sees them. The curtains are drawn to all the time and nobody sees them. Weird. I mean, my street, it was a friendly street. Everybody knew everybody. Everybody chatted to everybody. And yet nobody knows this couple. They might as well not exist. Strange, isn't it? Oh, you're listening while you're doing the dishes, Nana Michelle. Look, more squares. Oh, shall I count up? Stay away from the interesting. There are no interesting parts. I really don't like Blackpool. I know some people say they do. I really don't. But apparently they've got a nice shopping centre somewhere, so that's where we'll be going. But as for going and spending the day in Blackpool, I think I'd rather poke needles in my eyes. It's tatty, tacky, and whatever. Not my thing at all. Slot machines, bingo, load of not. Some people like that sort of thing, but not me. I do not like it at all. I'm only going there because my son said the shopping centre was nice. It's like a big Arndale they've got, so I might go and have a look at that. But I'm not going anywhere near the rest of Blackpool. I never liked it when I was a kid. It was all kiss me quick hats and what do you call them? Donuts. It smelled terrible. Then they've got a fun fair at one end and 3 different piers. Nope. No. I prefer the more sedate places than that. Maybe I'm a snob. Maybe I am. I don't care. I'd rather be a snob. Yeah, people say, oh, you live in so near Blackpool. I bet you're there all the time, aren't you? Like, no. Don't want to go near it. Hate the place. La, 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 la. Manchester Hospital's got one of Il Divo. You know who they are. Il Divo, they're sort of like an operatic kind of group. One of them's finished up being intubated, did he call it? In a hospital in Manchester. They haven't said what he's got, but maybe he's got COVID, I don't know. Oh, they've got very rude-looking candy in Blackpool, as we call it, Blackpool Rock. In very crude shapes, yeah. There's some people who are on hen do's and stag do's trying to find amusing. You know, pieces of rock in shapes, intimate shapes, let's just say. And they have lots of ornaments like that as well. You know, like little ornaments where men flash the, yeah, totally tacky. Kiss me quick hats and all that jazz. Really, all the things I hate. I'm just a snob, I think. I prefer a beautiful seaside place where there's not all that stuff. You don't hear music blaring out of every shop you go past. The stench of fish and chips in the air. No. Where I am, there's nothing. Nothing. There's not even a cafe. It's just us and the sea. You have to go out your way to find a shop. We've got little local shops just round the corner, but we're talking just little local shops, like just the co-op that sells groceries. There's the hairdressers. There's a place that does sandwiches. We're not talking about rock shops and stuff. We are missing a cafe, I must admit. Oh, Trafalgar Square's more tasteful. Trust me. Just imagine anything that you think is really tacky in your world in America. Tacky fun fairs that have awful, like shoot things down and win a teddy, all that stuff. That's what Blackpool is. Trafalgar Square is much more tasteful. All they've got is pigeons. Now, if ever you come to the UK, please don't go to Blackpool. Yeah, that's what it's like. It's just carnival games and rubbish and stuff and all that. Playing bingo, if you know what bingo is. I don't know why some people like that sort of stuff. Yeah, loads of people come for their holidays. Yeah, it's 40 degrees here as well. It's supposed to be, Jill. I cannot think of anything worse. If I won a holiday to Blackpool, I would give it away. Oh, I don't know. It probably is just like I've never been to Memphis, but it's probably just the same. All money making stuff. How many murders in Blackpool? I have no idea. They're probably more likely drug overdoses. There's a load of the worst kind of unemployed dregs that live in Blackpool. They're more likely to have overdoses than murders. They're there off their heads. It's a place where there's lots of, people living in one room. The ones who are living on the state, living on benefits. There's a load of people in Blackpool like that. Thankfully, we don't have any around here. There's a few in the centre of Fleetwood, walking around with a can about 9:30 in the morning, yeah. You get them everywhere, though, don't you? Panhandlers, bums, whatever you want to call them. I don't remember anything like that when I was a kid. Oh, Blackpool is depressed, yeah. I'm depressed when I go there. If you go either side of Blackpool, only 22. Is that all? I thought there would have been much more than that, Joe. Knife crime is rampant. Oh, you're going to pop in like a ninja, are you, Evie? Have you got your mask on and your balaclava? No, some parts of Manchester. I lived in a nice part of Manchester, but yeah, some parts of Blackpool are really nice. The bigger places, the bigger houses and stuff. And if you go along the coast of St Anne's, that's lovely. Lytham and St Anne's is beautiful. Big houses, lots of money. If I had money, I would get a house in St Helens, yeah. You can't see with a mask on. I thought you were in stealth mode, Evie. How are you doing with your printing anyway? Your 3D printing? Are you doing all that still? It all looks far too complicated for me, all that 3D printing stuff, yeah. No, at least this year I'm not like Mother Christmas trying to rush and finish everything. I mean, I would like this to be finished, you know, for Christmas, to get up in the conservatory. I can put it there in the conservatory. It'll just be full of bits. Just have all the ends still not woven in. Because I'm going to be out Monday and part of Tuesday, so it doesn't bode well, does it, for filling all the... Emily the Wanted One. Who are you, Emily the Wanted One? Do you knit? Do you crochet? What do you do? Yeah, what are you going to make with your 3D printer, Chris? Oh, thank you, Emily. What are you going to make with your printer, Chris? Oh, you crochet, do you, Emily? That's good. You're among friends then. Quite a lot of crocheters on here. I wouldn't know where to start with a 3D printer. Enid Unwanted. If you wish to change it, Enid, be our guest. You're going to print yourself a girlfriend. I tell you what, they're better than the real thing. Yeah, a plastic one would be better, Chris. At least you'd know where she was. I've given up on a boyfriend. I don't think I want one. Now, one of my old boyfriends, that's a different matter. It might be 20 years ago, but I'm still carrying a torch for him. I probably wouldn't be if I met him again. But he was the love of my life. He really was. I never really met anybody after him, so you never know. One day our paths may cross. Might after 20 years, would we recognise each other? I had dark hair when he knew me, and short, and he had hair. Now I'm blonde and he's bald. So it could be. No, he was from this country. No. Yeah, I went out with him on and off for about 9 years, yeah. But I don't think I was his one and only. He was mine, but I wasn't his. Yeah, I used to write to a lovely one in America. He was a DJ on a late night rhythm and blues show. He had a lovely voice. Oh my goodness me. I could tell he was on the radio. He had the right kind of voice, you know, for late night radio. Oh. Yeah, that just sort of drifted. We used to write to each other, and occasionally I used to phone him up when I'd saved enough money to ring America. because it was before the days when you could chat on Google and stuff. But it just sort of drifted. I don't know what happened. Maybe he found a girlfriend, I don't know. Yeah, he lived in Kentucky. Lexington, Kentucky. Yeah, my boyfriend from that I went out with for 9 years, he has sort of tentatively suggested that we might meet up for coffee, but I think that's all. It would be just a meet up for coffee. But he doesn't live anywhere near me, so it would be a trek for him if he came. And I think he works, so it's probably not likely to happen. I always think of him as the one that got away. He probably thinks of it more as a lucky escape. Oh dear. We've got no Shad tonight. We've got no Miguel. We've got Nathan lurking somewhere. I don't know whether Miguel was going to send a message to Mr. Marsh, but because he had his email. But I don't know whether he did or he didn't. I have a beautiful friend. He's just a friend because he's happily married. And he is from Jamaica. And he has been here since he was about 6. But whenever he rings me about once every 6 months just to check I'm okay. And I can't understand him. It takes me ages to tune in to his accent. And he says something to me, then he starts laughing, and I'm thinking, I haven't got a clue. I haven't got a clue what he just said. And yet I know his brother who came over at the same time, and his brother doesn't have a Jamaican accent, so I'll work that one out. At least Sue's not got a Scottish accent. She's still got her accent that Miguel can't understand. Yeah, Sue's not turned Scottish on us. She's not hello the moo anymore. I don't think she'll ever lose that broad accent. I love Sue's accent, but Miguel can't tell a word she says. Nobody else seems to have problems when they watch our videos together. But I won't see her now before Christmas. You know, with all this COVID restrictions and lockdowns and God knows what. She's hoping to come down and see her grandchildren, but everything's like up in the air at the minute. We don't know what's going on with Boris. Boris the Menace. Yeah, this new Omicron or whatever the heck it is. It's supposed to be spreading like wildfire. I'm triple jabbed. I wear my mask when I go out. There's not a whole lot else you can do. I refuse to just live my life in a bubble, for goodness sake. I don't want to waste any more, years of my life. I'm not getting any younger. I don't want to spend another year shut up and not going anywhere. I've only just started making friends and going out places. Oh, yeah, Boris is probably not doing that. He's probably not wearing his mask. He's probably wandering around everywhere. Yeah, it's very frightening for elderly people. Especially people who've got a health issue. I mean, it worries me to a certain extent, but you cannot go around being worried out your skin all the time, can you? About catching something. Otherwise, you'd never do anything. You'd never go anywhere. I refuse to be shut in the house. I don't want to catch it. I take all the precautions I can. But I refuse to stay in and not let anybody in and not have any friends coming to see me. Oh, well, we all know that, don't we, Enid? I don't care what part of the world they come from. They're all bloody daft as a brush. Yeah, I don't care whether they're English, French, German, American or what. They're all in it for themselves. They're not in it for us, any of us. We pay their wages, we pay their taxes. I can't think of one country in the world where I can say, oh, they've got a good bunch of politicians. Yeah, they're all the same. That's why I won't get drawn into arguments about anybody in particular, because I think they're all the same. Yeah. They'll tell you anything until they get elected and then they go back on their word and they don't do any of it. I mean, they're all fiddling their expenses, fiddling their money. Don't care what country they come from, they've all got their hand in the till. And yet in all the countries, there's people starving, people not got money. They're rewarding themselves massive pay rises. People are trying to scratch a living on nothing. Makes me angry. There's enough money to go around if they'd share it out better. People wouldn't have to starve. People wouldn't have to be on the street. But it's always the same, isn't it? The greedy get greedier. It's the same wherever you go. I mean, look at the people in countries like India and places like that, where the poor are scratching a living and yet the rich are just rolling in it. Hey. Ew. Gosh, it's hot in here. Yeah, the fire's dying down. I think it's died down, actually. Yeah, just about glowing. I don't want to put any more logs on the fire, though, because I'm too hot. Never thought I'd say that. I've been freezing all day. Ooh, and now I'm too hot. I'm going to stop when I finish drawing. I think I've done 6 squares. Drop in the ocean. I don't even want to count how many I've got left. I think it would really depress me. I tried to do so many a night, but I've been falling behind lately. I haven't done as many as I thought I should have done. Maybe tomorrow if there's something nice on the TV. Don't know what's on the TV. I'm a Nobody's finished anyway, isn't it? Was it called I'm a Celebrity? Ha ha ha. Right, I've had enough now. I've had enough. Look at the size of it. And all the ends I've got to sew. Oh. All I know is I've got 10 times more ends to sew in than I've sewn in, so look, all that. Oh, look what I got. Pringles. It's in its Christmas. It's in its Father Christmas tube. Smith's Crisps are supposed to be coming back again, hopefully. I don't know whether any of you have seen them in the shops. I haven't yet. Look at that. Always. What do they do? Duck mouth. They probably picked that from my thumbnail. You ever seen some of the thumbnails they picked for me? Somebody in YouTube doesn't like me. Are they still out of stock? I haven't seen any yet. How long does it take to make a computer better? Computerized error. They must be losing millions. These are okay, but they're not a patch on markers. They've got no salt on these. They're just unsalted. Very sort of boring. We've got no Bigel, we've got no Shad. Where are they all? Has anybody seen Miguel? Chris usually sees him on other channels. Anybody got a Pringle? A Pringle? What's the shape of them? He was on the YouTube street, was he? I always get told off because I'm not watching anybody's videos. Miguel seems to take it personal. Have you been watching such a body, such a body? No. I don't know why, I just don't seem to find time to watch videos these days. Rose from the Philippines has got a new one out today. I never make anybody's lives. My life must be too busy. Doing what, I don't know. Oh, I'm sorry about that. They're not very tasty, I must admit. They're quite, excuse me, quite tasteless. I wish at least they were salted. I don't think they've even got any salt in them. Oh, what it says here they do. Well, if they've got salt, I can't taste it. I'm putting them away. I'm getting bored with them. I want my walkers. I want my walkers. Christmas won't be Christmas without my walkers. Many I quite like Marks and Spencer's. If I go to Blackpool, there may be a Marks and Spencer's in there. Just watch, they won't have salted ones, they'll have every other flavour but. Oh. So what are you all doing at Christmas? Have you all got loads of family coming round? What are you doing? Have you got the... Now, you don't eat turkey so much in America, do you? You do that for Thanksgiving. We don't have a Thanksgiving, so traditionally we have turkey for Christmas. Although I'm not mad about it. You have to be very careful. Make sure it's not dry. And if it's not dry, it can be undercooked, which I'm a bit wary about with my stomach. I know we're not having turkey on Boxing Day when the rabble comes. I think we've got ham and beef and something else. Oh, that's your puppy, is it, Donna? Yeah, Christmas Day there'll be me, my son, my daughter-in-law, and the dog, and Rosie. But on the Boxing Day, Trish's family's all coming, so there'll probably be about 14 of us all together. I think I'll be eating my dinner in here. There's no room round the table anyway, they'll all be eating on their knees. I've got a little portable table, a little tiny table. So I'll eat my dinner in here. I like a table, to cut my meat and stuff. I don't like eating on my knee. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I don't know what veggies we'll be having. No doubt sprouts. I love sprouts. Not everybody does, but I do. The only veg that sets my stomach off is red cabbage. Green cabbage I'm okay with, but red cabbage really sets my stomach off, and I don't know why. Might look like purple, doesn't it? Unless you cook it. I can eat the red cabbage that's pickled. Oh, I love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts, I love cauliflower. I'm not keen on sweet potatoes. My daughter-in-law and son seem to love sweet potatoes, but they're not my favourite at all. I like carrot and swede. I like I like cabbage, broccoli. I love broccoli. Green beans. No, we don't tend to eat beets as a vegetable. We don't tend to eat them here. Yeah, I like green beans. I like peas. I like mange too. And I love corn. Corn on the cob. No, I don't like sweet potatoes really. Potatoes shouldn't be sweet to me. Potatoes should be potatoes. To me, I'm not sure with a sweet potato whether I'm eating sugar or whether I'm eating... I don't like kale. I absolutely loathe with a passion kale. I know it's supposed to be good for you, but no. We can keep it. I'll eat. Oh, why is my chocolate gone all soggy? No, I don't like sweet potato in any shape or form. No, potatoes should be potatoes. These has gone soggy. My chocolate's gone soggy. It's been under the light, you know, this light. And it must be stronger than I think because it's made my chocolate go soggy. I don't like artichokes. They're the ones that taste like aniseed, aren't they? Or is that something else? Oh God, this is awful. Look at that. It's all bendy and soggy. Oh. I'm not going to be able to break this off in pieces. It's going to be like a mouthful of melted chocolate. Ooh. Look at that. Is it artichokes that taste like aniseed? I don't like them. Whatever they are. Fennel. That's it. Fennel. I hate fennel. With an artichoke, I'm never sure which bits you're supposed to eat. Because the leaf bits, they're all chewy and horrible, aren't they? You're supposed to eat them or not? I like asparagus. It is so soggy, this chocolate. It's a mess. I like ajuki beans. I like butter beans. I like baked beans. I like loads of vegetables. Just not artichokes and whatever the other ones are called. I've forgotten already. Fennel. I really don't like that. And kale. Don't like kale. Oh my God, this is so soggy. It's awful. I like most vegetables and I love salad. Anything to do with the salad, I love that. I hate making a salad. You know, that washing and preparing and all that jazz, but I do love a salad. I like most traditional type meals. I'm not struck on pizzas, pastas, but my family are like, oh, good, it's spaghetti bolognese. And I'm like, oh, God, no. I hate it. I hate spaghetti. Pasta, spaghetti. Ugh. I was brought up on basic food. Pasta, I don't think pasta was invented in England back in my day. And rice was something you put in rice pudding. It's funny how we all change, and I certainly don't like curries. But I'll eat Jamaican food. Yeah, I'll eat West Indian, Jamaican. I'll eat that. But don't give me curry. There's one spice. I can eat Thai curry, but there's one spice in Indian curry that is horrible, and I don't like it. And it's not in Thai curry. I don't cook at all now, Enid. I just don't eat. Oh, you're going now. Chris is going. Chris is leaving the room. We know where you're going. To the little boy's room. My back is itching. I stopped cooking about 2 or 3 years back when I was ill. I stopped cooking. I'll cook things like eggs or bacon or things like that. Chops, steak, I'll cook that. But if it's anything that needs cooking, then no. My mum was plain cooking, very plain cook. It was meat, potatoes, vegetables of some description. Occasionally we had fish, but not very often. No, my mum, we did sometimes have a casserole, or whatever you want to call them, stew we used to call them. But my mum was definitely like a meat and two veg, type of woman. So that's what I was brought up, yeah. My dad liked to be able to christen his meat. He was a butcher. So he liked to know what the meat was on his plate. It had to look like a chop. It had to look like a piece of steak. It had to look like something, steak and onions or something like that. But my mum was a whiz with pies. She could do well, there was more potato than meat back in the day. She used to do meat and potato pies. She'd also do mince and onion pies. She was a dab with a pie, my mum. Apple pies, anything she could make. And she used to make the most gorgeous meat puddings. It was like a suet with meat and onions in the middle. And you roll it up and you steam it. You steam it in cloth or whatever. People make them today, but they make them in foil, but they're not the same. Yeah, sometimes they do have too much gravy, don't they? I like tater hash. We call it tater hash. Potato hash. It's potatoes and I like it with corned beef. Potatoes, corned beef, carrots, maybe a few peas or whatever, salt, pepper. I love it like that. And I used to like it when my mum used to put a crust on top. She used to put pastry crust on top. And I like a stew with dumplings. I love dumplings. Yeah. Anything like that I like, but I'm not a lover of what I call, my dad used to call it mucked about with food. Why do people have to muck about with food, he used to say. When people used to say, oh, we've marinated it in red wine and we've done this and that and the other, and my dad used to say, stop mucking about with food. And he hated it if you put garlic in anything. Garlic? Not a garlic. Hi, Debbie. No, my dad was definitely a chop, piece of steak, anything he could recognise. Meat pie, yeah. He'd occasionally eat ham or gammon or whatever you want to call it. Occasionally he'd eat that. How long did my dad live for? Sadly, he got cancer. So he died in his 80s. Because he got dementia from the cancer. The cancer went to his brain and he got dementia, Alzheimer's, whatever you want to call it. But he was in the shop until he was in his 80s. He worked along with me. Mum died just short of 90. She wasn't quite 90 when she died. She died in the summer. She would have been 90 in the September. Yeah. Both very hard-working people, but both very, as I say, plain eating people. My mum was a little bit better. She would try things. She would try like rice dishes and things. I mean, savoury rice dishes, but my dad, no. No. Don't give me dad chili con carne with rice. No, he wouldn't eat it. My mum would attempt it, but my dad, no. No. I think I've got my dad's taste in food. I used to cook a little bit more adventurously when I was first married, but it didn't get received with a lot of enthusiasm, let's just say, by my ex. Hi, Judy. He would kind of poke it about on the plate with his fork and say, what's this supposed to be? Hi, Chris. I didn't time you. I don't know how long you were gone for. I didn't time you. Yeah, it's... my ex-husband wasn't keen. He didn't mind me when I did stir fries. He didn't mind too much when I did sort of some casseroles. He didn't mind sausage casserole. He had to go and get the mail. Oh, you see, we're spoiled in the UK. We get our mail delivered. We don't have to go and get it. It comes through the door. Unless they miss you, and then you've got to go and pick it up. Yeah, I used to try my best to be a little bit different. I used to watch cookery programs like The Galloping Gourmet, if you remember him. Oh, my ex-husband would complain. If it was raining, it was my fault. You know what I mean? He'd find anything. But you know, when you get boneless fish, guaranteed boneless fish, my ex-husband would find the one bone in it, and then he wouldn't eat it. As soon as he found a bone, that was it. None of us ever found a bone. My ex-husband couldn't cook for toffee. Yeah, he had to moan about mine. Oh, God, yeah. When I was going through, before we split up, I couldn't eat. I couldn't eat in front of him because he used to criticise me. Everything I did was wrong, and I went down to 7 stone, which is what, 7 times 14 pound, whatever that is in your language. And I looked so awful. I actually threw away all the photographs of me when I looked like that because my face was sucked in, and my boobs, like, you know, my boobs would look like, you know, these women on these programs would have had about 99 kids. Yeah. Right. Where have I got something from Rita Cassidy? Rita? Who's Rita? Oh, I've got to have a good Christmas. Thank you, Rita. He liked me like that. I didn't. I was so thin. Yeah, mine was stress. I wouldn't eat. My mother used to try and make me eat little bits of fish or little bits of something. Just get the pencil what I was. I looked thinner than it's going to sound. Oh God, what's happening now? Let me. Oh, it's go away. Oh shush! My phone. Oh Sicily, go and take off whatever that is supposed to be. Why do they do these stupid things? Where do they come on from? Being silly. £98 I went down to, which is a lot for my size. I want to. Yeah, why are we getting these stupid messages? That silly guy from the other day, the other week, he said he'd subscribed to me, and I went and I look at my list of subscribers and he didn't. I'd reported him about 20 times, saying he was harassing me, so maybe that's why. Hi, Scorpio, senorita. Yeah, I reported the ones from last week. I mean, that was just ridiculous, that, wasn't it? It was just so stupid. Some kid or other. And he's going, he didn't know how to block me. I did. I tried to block him. I don't know how many times. It didn't work for some reason or another. He just kept bouncing back in with a different damn name. Oh, Jean Nicholson. Oh, whoopee-doo. We're so... Yeah, let's report you, shall we? Report. Harassment. Yeah, that'll do, won't it? We'll have that. This is harassing me here. Report. I will never understand why they have to do that stupidity. It's not as if they gain anything by it, is it? What do they want us to do? Because we're not doing it. Yeah, I can do that, Chris, but I mean, I don't know whether everybody that comes on here subscribes. I did think about doing that, then I thought, well, maybe I'll upset some people. You know, some people just float in and float out, don't they? And I don't actually know if they're all subscribed to me. So, you know, I'm a bit about doing that, Chris. Hi, June. Yeah, you have to feel sorry for them, don't you, really? That they have nothing else to do. It's nearly Christmas, for goodness sake, and they've got nothing else to do with their time. There's not enough hours in a day for me. I'm busy from morning till night. I can't tell you what I'm doing. You know, that busy doing nothing, is it? that they sing. Trying to find lots of things not to do, yeah. I'm busy going nowhere. I can't tell you what I do, and yet the day just whizzes by. I can honestly say I'm not bored. You know, there's something happening all the time. And if there isn't, I find something to do. I couldn't deal with being bored. You know, people who sit there just like at the TV all day long. That'll be my new, what do you call it, thumbnail. They always pick something like that. They never pick one when I'm smiling, have you noticed? They always pick when I'm going. We'll see what this week's is. I know you can change the thumbnail, but I'm not that clever. I'm not that clever. I would have thought that that would have been the most boring thing ever, to sit on the computer and troll people all day long. Now that would bore me. That would really bore the pants off me, that would. I'd be thinking, I've got a million other things I could be doing, you know? Why am I just sitting here trolling people? Oh, they're not unemployed, they're just kids, aren't they? I don't think they've even got to the age of being employed. I always think of as being those spotty little kids that nobody likes, you know, the nerds, yeah, that have no friends. That's what I always picture them as, you know, full of acne. You know, the ones that nobody talks to. Oh, thank you, Tracy. There they are. Beads. It's usually Shab who asks me for my beads, but he's not here. It doesn't matter, Scorpio Senorita. The dislikes don't register anymore. You can click on dislike, but it doesn't register. It doesn't go anywhere. The what do you call it? What do you call it? Disconnected. They disconnected it. Yeah. So all the people who used to dislike me and put dislikes on, they can't do it anymore. And I find that so amusing. That really makes me smile. Thinking, you trying to press the dislike button and nothing's happening. There must be a lot of frustrated people out in the world now that can't do dislikes on people's channels. What are they going to do with their time? No, they can't go around doing that. Hey, Azza, you're making a rug. What, you pegging a rug or you crocheting a rug? What are you doing? How are you making your rug? My aunt used to make those little peg rugs, you know, where you thread them through with a hook thing. Bits of wool about that long. Yeah. She made me one. I had it for years. Oh, you got to crochet it, yeah. I had this peg rug for years and years. And then I decided I don't know who I gave it to. I decided it didn't fit in with my colour scheme, you know, really horrible of me. When I think about some of the things that I gave away when I was younger because I was stupid and didn't value things that people had made. I mean, there was hours and hours and hours of work in that rug that she'd pegged. And I didn't keep it. I kept it for a while, then I didn't keep it. And then my aunt made me some beautiful cushions, and they were all jazzy colours and everything. They were beautiful. Because they didn't fit in with my colour scheme, I didn't keep them. You know, now I could kick myself. You know, the things you do when you're younger, though. You don't value things the same, do you? Still, when I think of all the things in my lifetime I've thrown away and wish I had back, I don't know whether you're the same. You think, why did I throw that away? Why? But I'd be like that. A hoarder's house wouldn't have kept everything. He wouldn't have been able to move in the house for stuff. He would have kept everything instead of throwing things away. And I wouldn't mind, but back in the day, there weren't charity shops. I don't know where they went. Don't know where they went. Probably in the bin. Such a shame. I wish I could, spirit myself back to the 60s and bring things back. Especially all the crochet dresses that I made. And I didn't even have one photograph with me wearing them. I made some beautiful crochet dresses for myself back in the 60s. And I haven't got one photograph. People say to me, have you got photos of the dresses that you made? And I made them for other people and everything. I haven't got one photo. I didn't have a camera back in the day. Back in the day, cameras were black. But I do wish I'd have had photographs, at least that I could have looked back on and thought, I made those beautiful crochet dresses. Crochet hot pants, crochet roll socks I made. Never mind. They're in there. I just can't show them to you. Oh my goodness, Donna. I see a lady on Facebook who lives in the Philippines. It's not Rose, it's another lady. And they've got no water, no anything, because they're on one of the islands in the Philippines and their power and everything's been knocked out. But to have no water. She's got pond water that she can use for her animals because she keeps pigs and chickens and all sorts of stuff. So they can have the river water, the pond water, but obviously she can't because, yeah. There were people up here, more towards the Lake District, I think, that were without power for well over a week. Yeah, they did have water, but they didn't have any power. So they had no heating. I mean, even if you've got gas central heating, you still need electric to sort of spark it up to get it to start. Hey, Rose. I was talking about a friend of yours, Rose, was just talking about, forgot her name. Your friend in the Philippines, the one who's got no water and no power and no anything. Yeah. She's been in a mess without water. I mean, you can live without most things, can't you? But without water. Well, she's kind of in the middle of no place. She's in an island, but she's in like a farm and she's way up. So the water trucks go along the main road and she doesn't know what time they go past. So she can't go and fill up some water. Hey, I don't know. We're lucky living where we do. We didn't really have... We had a storm blowing the sea all over the place. But fortunately, it never came down towards my house. Or our house, I should say. Yeah, all her trees were blown down and everything. You've got a tin roof. Oh my God, yeah, that would be loud. Oh, Rosie's just come down the stairs again. We'll see if she comes flying in again. I had to stop eating my chocolate. It was all soggy. She was in the ad. She didn't hear any of it. All right. What's she called? Fatima, I think she's called. The lady who's got all the trees blown down and everything. I think Rosie's all right because she made a video today. I haven't watched it, but she made a video today. So I think she's okay for her electric and that. But where her friend lives, it's like on an island in the Philippines. So I think she's more isolated. I think I was hard done to if the electric went off. We had to sit with a candle. I had enough of that with a 3-day week many years ago. That would have been in the 70s, I think. Arian was only small. He was born 69, so it would have been the 70s, I think, when we had the 3-day week. Oh, you're okay. Yeah, it's Fat's lost all her power. She got no water, has she, Auntie Fats? Hey. As long as you've still got your power, Rose, it's fine. You remember the power cuts? Yeah, it was years ago. I think it was 1970s, I think it was. When the miners were on strike, weren't it? And the 3-day week and all that jazz. Are you ready for Christmas, Rose? You got everything you need? Got all the presents for the kids, your nieces and your nephews? Oh dear. I need to ring Sue. I know I was going to ring her Monday, but I'll be out. Still, I can ring her Monday night, yeah. I told you she's got a little job, Sue. She's helping out at one of these charity organisations. She goes and sorts out the stuff that gets donated. She goes and sorts all that out. She was going out on yesterday. She was going on a Christmas do. So she's making some friends up there now, which is good because she didn't really know anybody when she moved up there. Look at my freckles. I refuse to say age spots. They're freckles. All over. Freckles. I haven't got them on my face yet. I've got one, I think. There. But they're freckles. They're going to spend Christmas at the grandparents' house. You still have to buy them some presents, though, won't you? Otherwise, Father Christmas won't be coming, will he? I don't know what our family are having. Don't know. I don't buy presents for the littlies anymore. There's too many of them. Too many. And I won't see my niece's family. I won't see them because they're coming up from London, but they're staying at my sister-in-law's. I'm not going over to Manchester. There's nowhere for me to stay if I go to Manchester. There's no spare bedrooms anywhere. So I would have to try and book in. And you never get a hotel Christmas Day. Never. So I'm not going to ask anybody to drive me over there and then drive me back again. You've got to line up for your allowance. Don't they send it to your bank account? You have to go and line up for it, Rose. Mm. I told you last week, didn't I? We're getting a Christmas bonus. The pensioners are getting a Christmas bonus. We're getting £10. It's never gone up since 1993. We got £10 at Christmas in 1993. It's 2021 and we're still only getting £10. Inflation going up. I bet Boris doesn't get £10 for his Christmas treat. I got a rise in my pension in April, £4 a week. Wow. You know, it doesn't even keep in line, does it, with inflation, with people, you know, that have to pay for gas, electric, food. And they give us £4 extra a week. with the most pitiful pension in the whole of Europe. I can remember, about 20, 30 years ago, I used to have a German pen friend. And he was older than me, and he was retired, and he was living in a retirement home in Germany. And the amount of money he got then, plus he used to get holidays, 2 holidays a year, all paid for. Hotels, everything, food, everything paid for. They used to go out here, there, and everywhere on a coach trip. Nearly every other day they were going places. And the amount of money he had in his hand, from his pension was like, I mean, it was much, much more than what our pensions get now, and we're talking like 30 years ago. Oh, hello, I've got Scratchy at the door. I think she's been persuaded to go up the stairs. Yeah. You got to be listening, you've got to prepare, right? Okie dokie. We shall let you prepare, Rose. Yeah, we think we won the war. Germany's doing far better than we are. They supposedly lost the war. Mind you, if we'd have lost the war, the Germans would have overridden us. We would have had an out, I tell you. They wouldn't have been as benevolent to us as we were to them. Still, it makes you smile. I was going to watch Greg Wallace at the Christmas markets. I think it was on today or yesterday, but it clashed with something else I was watching. He was going to Finland or somewhere, to these Christmas markets with all the food and stuff that they got. We have them in Manchester, but I believe they were really, really expensive and a bit of a washout, really, because they didn't provide them with any electricity except a light. So they couldn't keep warm, and they couldn't even boil a kettle. And they didn't even lay on any public toilets for them. They had to go into restaurants and beg for to use the toilet. How ridiculous is that? I still like my gloves. They're very warm, actually. I'm thinking of crocheting round, I think I said before. I'm making a top on them. Because when I'm on my scooter, that's the bit that gets cold. Season's greetings, Lydia. Season's greetings to you. Oh, dear. I was awake nearly all night last night, so I'm tired today. Oh, she's retracted it. Fancy saying season's greeting and then retracting her message. Oh, sorry, Lydia. She's not even wishing us season's greetings anymore. You had horrible nightmares. I was awake. I had terrible, terrible wind. I'm sure you don't want to know that, but he didn't mean to retract it. I was just going to say he wished us all season's greetings, and then he retracted it. Yeah, I was up half the night with terrible stomachache. I had to get up in the middle of the night and, heat up one of those beanbag things. Oh, when I say a beanbag thing, I mean one of these. You put them in the microwave. I had to put it across my tummy because it hurt that much. Yeah, I went to sleep about 5:30, I think. And then, of course, I slept until about 11. Then I get annoyed with myself because I've wasted half the day. But I do need some sleep. If I don't get to sleep till about 5:30, then I've got to do some sleep. You can't get up at 8 when you've only fallen asleep at 5:30, can you? The alarm went and I'm like, no way, go away. I am not getting up at 8 o'clock. Not when you've watched the clock go around. And our house it drops really cold, once the heating goes off. When I go to bed, I turn the heating down and it goes really cold. And I don't like getting up when it's cold. I want to get back under the covers again till it warms up. I think that's why I couldn't get warm today. I was so cold and I went in the kitchen and nobody had put the heating up. They're hardier creatures than me. Yeah. And so they don't feel the cold. And I'm old. I feel the cold. If I'm cold, I am miserable. I really am miserable if I'm cold. Oh, no. Years ago, we used to have somebody on our street who had one of those, Dukes of Hazzard air horns. That da-da-da-da-da. Oh. Very amusing at 2 o'clock in the morning. Why don't you move? Anyway, eventually they did. You're not supposed to sound your horn after, I think it's 11 at night, is it? 10 at night? In England, anyway. Unless it's a dire emergency. Taxis are the worst. When I used to live where I lived before, there were a street of people who used to go places in taxis. And every time the taxi pulled up outside the front door, they would go beep beep with the horn, and I used to think, do you have to do that? In these days, there's text messages, isn't there? You can say your taxi's outside, can't you? Stuff like that. They don't have to go beep beep. And also, like Christmas time when people have people round and they stay till 1 o'clock in the morning, they're all, good night, good night, good night. Oh, I feel like saying, you said good night, let them go. The rest of the street doesn't want to hear them going, good night, enjoy yourself, have a good Christmas, bye. There used to be an area in Manchester, and they were very, very West Indian. And when you used to go anywhere near where they all lived, it was always reggae music. And they had the biggest, loudest speakers in the car that you could ever think about. And it was always reggae blasted. And if it wasn't in the cars, it was in the houses with the window open and it was blasted out. And I used to think, oh, I wouldn't like to live in this area. I mean, it was my kind of music, don't get me wrong, I like reggae, but I don't think I would have wanted it thumping out of every car and every window. I mean, I said to my friend who lived down there, I said, doesn't it drive you mad? And she goes, what? She said, I don't hear it anymore. I said, how can you not hear that? I said, I love reggae. I can listen to reggae all day. But I wouldn't want it outside my front door at all hours of the day and night. Yeah, there must be a lot of deaf people around, don't you think, Donna? Well, I had a friend and she wasn't deaf, but whenever we went for a ride, she used to turn my stereo up and I used to be turning it down because I was driving and I couldn't concentrate. Oh, I like this. Up it used to go. I said, no, down. She lived in a house that was like in the middle of 2 other houses. And I said, I'd hate to be your neighbour. She goes, why? I said, because you have your music on so loud. I said, do they ever complain? She said, oh, there's an old couple next door. I think they're deaf. I said, they'd have to be. She said, John next door, he's never in. So she said, I said, Lord, if I lived next door to you, I said, I'd be complaining, I'd be banging on the wall saying, shut up. She'd crank, when it was a tune she liked, she'd crank it up to the top. And she'd be, hey, I love this tune. And I'd say, turn it down for God's sake. I live next door to I live next door to a house that sadly got rented out for the last. There was people in it who owned it for the first few years I lived there, and it got rented out. And they had a succession of people who played music, they were loud, they were arguing. Nobody ever stayed longer than about a couple of years, but oh my God, they made my life a misery. But luckily, the girl who was in when I was selling my house, she was never in. Her and her two kids were never there. So luckily, the people who bought my house never heard her. Never heard her when she was on top belt yelling. But I did quite honestly say, you have to say if you've had arguments with the neighbours. I didn't argue with her. I argued with previous neighbours, but they weren't there anymore, were they? So I could quite honestly, hand on heart, say, no, I haven't argued with my neighbours. The California Exodus, what's that? Oh, you're joining the California Exodus. Well, you will eventually, Chris, when you get there. Now I've got stomachache back again. It's every time I eat anything. I tell you, me and that doctor are going to have words after Christmas. Something is not right. Every time I eat anything, within about 2 hours, I get a violent stomachache. And it's not funny anymore. In fact, you're going to have to look at a Christmas tree for a minute while I go and spend a penny. That might help my stomachache if I spend a penny. Oh, I won't be long. Oh. I'm back. I just had to flush a slug down the toilet. There was a slug or a snail or whatever you want to call them walking across my bath mat. Oh, what have I missed? Yeah, Miguel's living in his trailer, but they're starting ploughing up, building some houses across the road from him now. So he's not going to be on his own in his trailer. Hi, Gail. Yeah, a little tiny sluggy thing walking across the bath mat. Yeah, I don't know where that's come from. How the heck's that got in my little bathroom? Can't have crawled up the plug hole, surely. Well, thank you, Gail. I've got tummy ache. I've just gone and got 2 tablets. It's expensive here, but not as expensive as it could be. Oh, you watch, but you don't. You like to look and listen. You don't like to join in with us all. There you go then. Yeah. You're getting over COVID. Thankfully, I've not had it again since I had it in the first place, but I keep hoping because we've got this new strain over here, Omnitron or whatever it is, yeah. No, I just had to go potty. Omicron, yeah. Whatever. Where do they think these names up from? Well, they just call it the plague and I've done with it. We've all got the plague. Lord knows where all these variants come from. I mean, for goodness sake, why can't they stamp it out and have done? Most people have been at least double jab, some people triple jab. Yeah, no crimbo, that's what it does mean, yeah. Oh, God, have I got stomachache. I see me pulling faces, sorry people, but my stomach is killing. I am getting fed up of this every time I eat anything. Within a couple of hours. Yeah. Oh, I'm not ill, I've just got a stomachache, girl. It's just one of them things that every time I eat anything, well, you're doing very well then, Enid. I had it, but it was about 2 years ago. I wear my mask when I go into a shop, I must admit. But, yeah, I've got IBS now, and every time I can go a couple of weeks and it doesn't bother me, then I just eat something and it just sets me right off. And something set me off yesterday. No, it set me off on Wednesday, actually. I've been like this since Wednesday. You can't see a GP if you want one. And what are they going to say? Yeah, you've got IBS. Here's some painkillers or here's some wind tablets. That's what I went to get. I went to get me Windies tablets, yeah. They don't do any good. Oh, you're lucky you got a phone call. I think mine goes in hibernation when he hears me on the phone. Oh, it's on again. I've ordered me repeat prescriptions anyway, because I knew that I'd run out over Christmas and you can't get to see anybody over love. Chemists will be shut. Over here, everything shuts for a week. No, they can't really do anything for IBS. All they say is keep a food diary. Find out what triggers you off. If I knew what triggered me off, I wouldn't eat it, would I? I've kept food diaries in the past, and there's no triggers. You know. Yeah. People said, oh, you might be dairy intolerant. Oh, you might be, what is it? Intolerant to wheat or something or other. I don't know. I'm not intolerant to any of them things. It just happens. And I wish it wouldn't, because it's annoying. Oh, Germany tightens restrictions on travel from the UK in a bit to curb the Omicron. Would happen at Christmas when everybody wants to go and see their families, wouldn't it? And travel abroad and see them. And they won't be going anywhere. My son's holiday last Christmas got cancelled. And he's supposed to be going on another one in February. I bet he won't be going on that one either. We'll have a lockdown again after Christmas. They keep saying they're going to, don't they? I haven't even bothered even trying to get a holiday. I want to go and see Sue in Scotland, but their lockdown's worse than ours, yeah. Yeah, gluten. They keep saying, am I gluten intolerant? No. I'm not gluten intolerant and I'm not dairy intolerant. I don't know what I'm intolerant to. Life, food. Oh, yeah, Boris will have his, won't he? I was surprised I was still went ahead on Wednesday, but we were all old people, so I suppose they don't care. If they get Omicron, there's a few less to bother about, isn't there? Oh, bless, there was a bloke on the dance floor. And I mean, he was just sort of, wasn't really what you call dancing. There was two ladies kind of holding him up a bit. But he would have been, we had to all sing happy birthday because he was going to be 99 like yesterday. 99? And one of the ladies on our table, she's 90 in January. I wonder if I'll make it till then. If I haven't cut a hole in my stomach before then. I wouldn't mind being old, Gail, if I've got good health. I don't want to be old and be suffering, if you know what I mean. You know, as long as you can do something or get out and about or whatever. But I'd hate to be like bedridden or, you know, lose my marbles or something. Man, if I lost my marbles, I probably wouldn't know, would I? But you know what I mean? I'd hate to be like that. I mean, one of the girls who comes to the knit club, she lost her husband beginning this year. But he'd been paralysed from the chest down, or was it the neck down, for about the last 6, 7 years. He was in hospital, and I thought, it's no life, is it? Oh, hiya, John. Can you imagine lying in a hospital bed staring at the ceiling for about 7 years? Yeah, my brain still thinks it can do everything, but then my body goes, whoa, who you think you're kidding? But it's so annoying because it's not like my body. My brain's not giving up. I lie there in the morning and I'm full of what I'm going to do for the day. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. I get up, go to the bathroom, come back and think, no, you're not. No, you're not doing any of that. You're just going to get back in bed again. I don't know whether it's worse that your brain wants to do things or whether you're one of them people who just gives up altogether. I mean, I know some people. I mean, there's one who comes on here on YouTube, not on my YouTube, on her own. She seems to relish in being an old woman, and she's only in her 50s. And I'm like, God, when I was in my 50s, I was working full time. I was doing all sorts of stuff. And it's almost like she wants to be called an old woman, you know. She got all at my age and all that. I'm thinking, bloody hell, you're 50 something. Oh, I wish I could. I think I'd be very discouraged at the end of the day when I wouldn't tick off anything. I used to do that. I used to have to-do lists when I lived on my own. I used to write it down the night before what I wanted to accomplish the day after. Like, go to the post office, go do this, go do that. And I was so disappointed when I didn't get hardly any of it done. As I say, my brain was willing to go, but if I made mental notes, Gail, I'd have forgotten them. My brain's shocking these days. My worst thing is names. We've got a lady at Knit Club and she's called Enid. And it's not just me. Everybody at Knit Club, we can call her anything but Enid. We can call her Ethel. We can call her Eva. I can never remember she's called Enid, and I should do. Oh, I forget. I write shopping lists and forget the list. I've got myself a list here for when I go and see me. When I go out with my niece. Man, it's very thrilling. It says Buscapan, Gaviscon, they're both for stomach. Tomato soup and wrapping paper. Lovely thrilling list, isn't it? You've got more restrictions. Yeah, we'll be on lockdown, John. You can bet your boots on that. As soon as Christmas is over, you'll have us locked down. Oh, I can't do reminders on my phone, can I, heck? I have to tell myself over and over. And then I forget. I have to keep looking at the date and thinking, now, what was I going to do today? I mean, like on Monday, my niece is coming. I've remembered that bit. And then on Tuesday, I've got to go and get my eye checked out. So I've remembered that bit. Oh, there'll be lockdowns in the UK soon, John. You bet your life. Boris will be locking us all down again. Well, he's whooping it up having a party. Or a christening for his new baby. Hi there, Teresa. 10-day lockdown. We'll be lucky. We probably get locked down till wherever. I think people are just so fed up about it. They're not going to do it, are they? They're just not going to do it. I know I'm fed up of it all. Oh, thank you, Teresa. I've got a stomachache today, so I'm not feeling very pretty. The IBS is kicking me butt. But still, Yeah, we have. We've lost trust. They keep saying, "Oh, if you do this, it'll all be all right." So we do what we're told, and then it's still not all right, is it? You know, you just don't. No, I had the stomachache since Wednesday. Yeah, there's signs on all of our shops saying put your masks on. I must admit, people in the UK, they're pretty good. You know, they are pretty good about wearing their masks in the UK. No, I mean, I will say that we do as we're told in the UK. I think we're used to. Well, Granny D gets bad belly aches. I've got terrible stomach ache at the bottom of my belly. I want a porthole putting in there. I want portholes put in both my knees so I can put WD-40 in so that they won't creak. And I want something put in my stomach so I can flush it all out. Oh dear. I should be warming up my little bean bag. Put that on my tummy when I get to bed tonight. Yeah, there was another lady was on in my news thing in the UK that had died with COVID, but she hadn't been vaccinated. Yeah. I mean, people are free to do what they want, but I'm sorry, but I've been vaccinated. I'm going to take all the help I can get. And I am sure they are not putting any microchips in my arms or anything stupid. I don't believe in all that rubbish. Yeah, my son uses, but it's probably like Epsom salts. It's probably Andrew's liver salts, but I don't like them. It's up to you, John, if you don't want to be vaccinated. But to me, I'm vaccinated and that's the way I go. But I'm not going to bang on a drum and say to everybody, all I'll say, if you're not vaccinated, stay away from me. Don't breathe on me if you're not vaccinated. Go over there. Stay over there. Yeah. I've put Epsom salts in my bath when I used to have a bath. I do wash, by the way. It's just we don't have a bath anymore. No, it's no guarantee you won't catch it, but they do say you're not getting it as severely if you're vaccinated, don't they? So I don't know. Maybe we're all brainwashed. I don't know, but I know that I'm having my vaccinations, and that's my opinion. But I'm not going to preach to anybody else. Everybody does what they want, you know. But when people say they're scared of needles, that just really amuses me. I'm thinking, yeah, would you be afraid of needles if you had to be intubated and you had to have whatever in your arms? Yeah, whatever. I don't care, John. I'm still having mine. If you don't want yours, that's fine. I'm by me. As I say, I'm not going to bang a drum, and I'm not going on Facebook saying everybody should be vaccinated. I'm not one of them people, no. I don't like needles, but when you're diabetic, you just have to get used to it, eating it. It's not good having a needle phobia, especially when you've got to inject your own stomach. You just got to get on with it. I didn't like needles until, the last, how many years? When I've had to inject myself with all sorts of things under the sun. You know, so you get over the phobia. You just have to. You just have to get on with it. Yeah. Oh, I used to run a mile of a saw needle. But after being in hospital so many times and having needles shoved in my arms, my wrists, my feet, me everywhere, you just have to get over it. I wouldn't want to go near a doctor but for this IBS and diabetes. But when you're diabetic, you've got no chance. Yeah, I've got white coat syndrome. My blood pressure shoots up through the roof when I go in hospital. They have to go away, leave me for about an hour and then come back. No, my veins are the opposite, girl. Mine go into hibernation. They have to track my veins down to find them to put an injection in. You have to get one of them, what they call them, like a Doppler thing to find where the vein is, yeah. Yeah, I have to inject my stomach because of being diabetic, yeah. I've got bruise marks and little pinholes everywhere, but you have to just get on with it. What's the alternative? That go into a diabetic coma or what? So, just get on with it. Yeah. You know, when they first told me, I was like, oh my God, no. Oh, I can't do that to myself. Yeah. Yeah, mine do. Mine go in hiding. Mine go, ooh, they're here with that needle. Ooh. I don't know. I'm the kind that's controllable. I don't have insulin. I have injections, but they're not insulin. They're injections to make my body either produce more insulin or not produce insulin. I don't want to. But I'm not the diabetic type that relies. I don't have to do thumb pricks and all that jazz. Don't have to do that. Yeah. No, it's not God sent. God wouldn't do a thing like that, John. I'm sorry, but he wouldn't. No, it's some humans in a laboratory somewhere that let this thing fly. I'm convinced. I'm on metformin and then I'm on these injections, yeah. But they tell me they're not insulin. Yeah, it's all germ warfare, isn't it? That's what I think. It's like when there was the war and they had all these, was it napalm gas and stuff like that? I think it's all to do with that. I think somebody in a laboratory somewhere has made this virus. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not supposed to eat sugars, but I do. But I did put the chocolate down halfway through because I was fed up with it because it was all squishy. And I only had one sweetie. The rest are going in the drawer. I'm sorry, but I can't have no sugar at all. I can't have no sugar. I've got to have some sugar in my life. I cannot live on a diabetic diet. I can't. There's a lot of things that are really evil in it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of it is, I won't say racist, but why is it all the poorer countries are getting it the worst, aren't they? They're not getting the vaccine, they're not getting anything. Is it a plot to get rid of a lot of those? She wrapped it. Why did she wrap it up so you can't eat it? It's in a box. Why should she wrap it up? It comes in tin foil and it comes in a box. What did she do? Take it out of the wrapping and wrap it up separately? Oh, Yeah, that's what I mean. The poorer countries can't afford the vaccine, so. Or she wrapped it unopened. Well, that's not too bad. Why can you not eat it now? If she'd have opened it up and wrapped it, I could have understood it because she'd had a little finger mollies all over it. Well, I do that. I give my son every year. It's like a joke. My son has a Toblerone and a chocolate orange every year. He's done that since he was a tiny child, and it's part of our Christmas tradition. I think if he didn't have his chocolate orange and his Toblerone, he'll think mother had gone a bit spare. It's one of those daft traditions, like you always buy people underpants or socks, don't you? I've stopped buying my son underpants and socks now because he told me he had enough. It's forbidden to unwrap anything. I won't unwrap things. It upset me because when we did our Secret Santa swap the other Wednesday, I had to unwrap my present in front of everybody, and I wanted to save it till Christmas Day. If somebody gives me a present, I don't want to open it. My friend says, "Oh God, I have to open it the minute I get it." I go, "I don't." She says, "How can you just put it on one side?" I said, "Because it's Christmas, and it's a Christmas present, so I'm not going to open it till Christmas Day." And she goes, "Oh, I have to open mine." I said, "Well, what's the point? You've got nothing there. Christmas, have you?" You've got a spy. Oh, excuse me, my stomach is just. Oh, oh, unwrap it and eat it. Enid, you know you want to. She's not going to have poisoned it, is she? Oh, 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 stomach ache. Go away. I'm not much company tonight, am I? More than about my stomach. We're going in my bed and curling up. Omicron is the best thing because it's wiping out COVID. I didn't think it was. I don't think it's wiping anything out, is it? Coffee makes your IBS. I wish I knew what mine was, Enid. If I knew what it was, I wouldn't eat it. Or I wouldn't drink it. Oh, hello. It's time for me to go to bed, I think. There's twits here again. I was just deciding whether to go to bed. Now you've arrived. You've just made my mind up. Yeah, I was thinking about it. If he's got to come on, then I am going to bed. Can't cope with that twit. Yeah, as I say, if that bloke's going to come, or that kid, I should say, he's not a bloke, is he? That kid's going to come on, I am definitely going off. I can't be coping with him tonight. Me and my IBS are not in the mood for that twit. I've got stomachache, Miguel, so I'm very bad company today. Oh, look at that. One side of my face looks about 20 young. You're in the same boat. I've had this Wednesday, Miguel, and it's really getting on my nerves now. It had me up all night last night. So I'm already feeling tired. And then that nutter came on just then. I'm just not in the mood for him tonight. Well, I'm sure somebody somewhere is having a nice live for you to jump in on. Was Harvey acting up on Granny D's as well? I'll just keep reporting him as harassing me. But obviously, YouTube don't do anything about it. Well, he's not acting up on here because I'm going. I can't be coping with him tonight. Not in the mood for him. He can go and bug somebody else. It's past his bedtime anyway. Should be in bed, shouldn't he? Yeah, I've reported him. Every time he comes on here, Miguel, I report him as harassing me. And they don't do anything about it. Yeah, but they should be able to track down who he is. I'm sorry, but they should. You know, no matter what name he calls me. They're more interested in if somebody says a swear word. Or if somebody plays a bit of music, that's all they're interested in. They don't care if anybody's been harassed out the side of, they don't care. So, whatever. Oh, well, it's eased off a little bit. I think those 2 tablets have just started working a bit. You can't live your life, can you, taking tablets every half hour? I refuse. I refuse to. Yeah, so it's 11:45, so. Because in America, it's only just like afternoon, isn't it? So I'm sure you will find a live. I'm sure Miguel knows the people who are having a live. So wonder Granny D or Jill's not doing one. I know that will, but not everybody's interested in what do you call it, diamond painting now. But if you are, I would imagine Trev's going to have one. Well, the pain has just eased off, so I think I'm going to go to bed while I'm winning. Well, Granny was on before me, was she? Well, somebody will be having a live. I know they are. Because it usually flashes up while I'm talking that somebody's doing a live. So I'm sure you will all find one to go to, just because I'm not here. Well, I won't be here next week. Don't all have party and cheer because it's Christmas Day. So I hope you all have a great Christmas, and I might do another video in between time, but it won't be a live one. Depends. If all the family go out and I get the house to myself and all that, yeah. So I shall see you all after Christmas. I don't know when the next Saturday is after Christmas. But like I say, I won't be here Christmas Day. Nobody else will be here Christmas Day. You'll all be busy anyway, doing other things, won't you? So it'll be the Saturday after Christmas I'll be back. So in the meantime, enjoy all your Christmases. I wish you all a happy Christmas. I won't wish you Happy New Year because I'll be back before then. The week after will be New Year's Day. Well, that's not so bad because, unless anybody's drunk from New Year's Eve, I'll still probably be around. It's just Christmas Day I won't be here, yeah. Okay, so bye everybody and enjoy your Christmas. Bye now.